You won't believe what Solange just revealed. The truth about Jay-Z's secret family has been exposed, and it's far darker than we could have ever imagined. For years, we've seen the glitz, the glamour, the smiles, but behind the scenes, Jay-Z has been hiding a truth so devastating, it will break your heart. Solange, in a shocking move, has just pulled back the curtain on the betrayal that's been tearing apart her family. You remember the elevator incident, right? Well, that was only the beginning. Solange, the fierce protector of her sister Beyoncé, has had enough. She's watched as Jay-Z's lies built up, and now, she's unleashing a bombshell that no one saw coming. Multiple affairs, secret children, and years of deception. This is the truth that Jay-Z has been desperately trying to bury. But Solange is done. She's not holding back anymore. She's sharing everything: the pain, the heartbreak, the betrayal. Can you imagine the agony Beyoncé must have felt, not just once, but over and over again, as Jay-Z's dark secrets came to light? It's time for the world to know the truth. This story isn't just about Jay-Z. It's about the hurt, the scars, and the unspoken pain that Solange and Beyoncé have been living with for years. The truth has finally come to the surface, and it's nothing short of tragic. Watch as Solange bravely exposes the shocking details, a tragedy that will leave you in tears. The world has been rocked by a revelation so devastating, it will make you question everything you thought you knew about Jay-Z and his family. Solange, the fierce protector of her sister, Beyoncé, has just dropped a bombshell that's shaking Hollywood to its core. For years, Jay-Z has been living a lie, hiding a secret family, and now, the truth has finally come out. What if I told you that the man we've all looked up to, the king of hip-hop, the multi-millionaire mogul, has been keeping a dark secret for years? That his personal life is filled with lies, betrayals, and a scandalous web of affairs? You won't believe the shocking details Solange just exposed. It all started with that infamous elevator incident, but that wasn't just some random outburst. Solange wasn't just having a bad day. No, she was angry, furious. She knew the truth about her brother-in-law's cheating ways, and she wasn't going to stand by while he continued to destroy her sister's life. Solange has always been the fierce protector, and this time, she wasn't holding back. But this wasn't just about Jay-Z's affairs with random women. It turns out that he's been hiding multiple children from the world, children that Beyoncé never knew about. Secret families, hidden lives, and betrayal on a scale you could never imagine. And guess who's been the one to expose it all? Solange. She's had enough. After years of watching her sister suffer, Solange has finally had the courage to speak up. She's tired of the lies. She's tired of the secrecy. And she's tired of watching her sister be humiliated. But the shock doesn't end there. Solange doesn't just accuse Jay-Z of cheating. She reveals the truth about his children. Not one, not two, but multiple kids that Jay-Z fathered during his marriage to Beyoncé. Kids that he's been hiding for years. Solange is done being quiet. She's not just protecting her sister. She's exposing Jay-Z for the man he really is. You're going to be shocked when you hear who's involved. The names, the stories, and the heart-wrenching details that have been kept in the dark for so long. From the alleged affair with Olivia McFall to the truth behind the paternity lawsuits that Jay-Z tried to bury, Solange is laying it all bare. But the betrayal doesn't stop with Jay-Z. Solange also reveals how Jay-Z used his wealth, his influence, and his legal power to silence the women and children involved. This is a man who has spent years manipulating the media, covering up his mistakes, and hiding his secrets from the world. But now, Solange is bringing it all to light. She's not just exposing Jay-Z's affairs, she's revealing the full extent of his deception, the pain he's caused, and the lives he's destroyed along the way. This is only the beginning. As more names come forward, as more secrets are exposed, you'll start to see just how deep the betrayal really goes. Solange is ready to burn it all down, and she's not holding back. The truth has been buried for so long, but now it's finally coming out. And once it does, nothing will ever be the same again. Jay-Z's empire, his legacy, his image, it's all on the line. But most importantly, the truth about his secret family is out, and there's no going back. This is a story of heartbreak, betrayal, and the relentless fight for justice. Solange isn't just exposing a scandal, she's exposing a tragedy that will break your heart. Stay tuned, because what's coming next will leave you speechless. The world has been shaken to its core, and now, the truth is more shocking than anyone could have ever imagined. Solange has completely shattered the illusion of Jay-Z's perfect life, pulling back the curtain on a secret so deep, it could break hearts across the globe. Jay-Z, the man we've all idolized, the man whose empire seemed unshakable, has been hiding an unimaginable truth. His dark secrets are finally out in the open, and it's devastating. You thought you knew Jay-Z, right? The music mogul, the billionaire businessman, the family man. But behind that polished, public persona lies a truth so heart-wrenching, it will leave you gasping. Jay-Z's affair wasn't just a slip-up. It wasn't a one-time mistake. No, it was a pattern of lies, betrayal, and shattered trust. Solange has exposed the full extent of Jay-Z's deception, and it's more than just cheating. The shocking part? Jay-Z's infidelity led to something far worse, the birth of multiple children hidden away from the world, from his wife, Beyoncé. Yes, you heard that right. Jay-Z has not one, but several children with other women. And these kids have been kept hidden in the shadows for years, while the world watched Jay-Z play the role of the devoted husband and father. It's a betrayal so deep, it's almost impossible to fathom. But Solange isn't holding back. She's pulling no punches as she reveals the truth about these secret children. From paternity lawsuits to hidden DNA tests, Jay-Z has done everything in his power to cover up the truth. But Solange is determined to expose him for who he really is, a man who's spent years manipulating the world and using his money and power to silence those who've tried to tell the truth. And it doesn't stop there. Solange's revelation is not just about Jay-Z's betrayal, it's about the pain and suffering that Beyoncé has had to endure all these years. Imagine standing by your husband, believing in him, only to find out that he's been living a double life, fathering children with other women behind your back. The emotional toll it must have taken on Beyoncé is unimaginable. But Solange, her fierce protector, is not about to let her sister suffer in silence anymore. Solange has been carrying this burden for years, watching as Jay-Z's lies built up, and now, she's decided it's time for the truth to be known. The pain she's feeling isn't just about Jay-Z's actions, it's about the trauma that her sister has had to live with, the hurt that comes from being deceived by someone you love. It's about the years of pretending that everything was fine when, in reality, Jay-Z was destroying their family from the inside out. But here's the twist. As Solange exposes these dark secrets, she's not just revealing Jay-Z's lies. She's also giving the world a glimpse into the deep emotional scars that have been left behind. It's one thing to expose a cheating husband, but it's another to expose the emotional destruction that follows. Solange's revelation is heartbreaking because it forces us to confront the true cost of betrayal, the broken hearts, the shattered dreams, and the lives that will never be the same again. This isn't just a story about Jay-Z's infidelity, it's a tragedy that's been unfolding behind closed doors for years. And now, with Solange finally speaking out, the world will never look at Jay-Z the same way again. The truth is out, and there's no going back. As the pieces of this devastating puzzle fall into place, one thing becomes clear. Jay-Z's empire is built on lies, and the world is watching as it all comes crashing down. Solange has exposed the truth, and there's no turning back. The fallout from this revelation will be felt for years to come, and it's a tragedy that no one will ever forget. This is it, the moment that changes everything. Solange has unleashed the most devastating truth about Jay-Z's double life, and now, the world is reeling from the shocking fallout. Jay-Z's empire, his legacy, his carefully constructed persona, it's all crumbling before our eyes. And the most painful part? His closest family members were left to pick up the pieces, betrayed by the very man they trusted the most. As Solange's words echo around the world, the truth becomes undeniable. Jay-Z, the man we all thought was untouchable, the one who stood tall in the music industry, has been hiding in plain sight. For years, he's been living a lie, deceiving his wife, his fans, and his own family. The betrayal runs so deep, it's almost impossible to process. But it's all out in the open now. No more hiding, no more lies. The most gut-wrenching part of this whole ordeal? The realization that Beyoncé, the woman who stood by Jay-Z through thick and thin, had no idea. For years, she stood by her man, raising their daughter, building a life together, while Jay-Z was secretly fathering children with other women. Children who were kept hidden, silenced by the power and money Jay-Z wielded. Solange has exposed it all, and the pain of this revelation cuts deeper than any public scandal could. As Solange bravely speaks out, she is not just revealing Jay-Z's infidelity, she's exposing the devastation left in its wake. Imagine being Beyoncé, finding out that your husband has been living a lie, that he's been spreading his seed in secret, and that you were none the wiser. The pain, the heartbreak, the feeling of betrayal, it's something that no one should ever have to endure. And yet, this is the harsh reality that Solange has now made the world face. But Solange isn't just sharing the pain. She's also sharing the strength of a woman who has watched her sister suffer for too long. The strength to speak the truth, even when it's the hardest thing to do. Solange is not just exposing Jay-Z, she's telling the world about the courage it takes to fight for your family, to fight for the truth, and to stand up when everyone else is staying silent. And as the world watches in shock, we realize that this is more than just a scandal. This is a tragedy that spans generations. Solange's pain isn't just about Jay-Z's betrayal. It's about the scars left by their father's infidelity and how those same wounds are being opened again by Jay-Z's actions. History is repeating itself, and it's tearing the family apart all over again. The same heartbreak, the same devastation, but this time, it's Solange who's taking a stand. She's breaking the silence, and she's not backing down. Now, as the truth comes flooding out, the world will never see Jay-Z the same way again. His carefully crafted public image has been shattered. The man who once ruled the music industry with an iron fist, who seemed untouchable, is now facing the consequences of his actions. And the most heartbreaking part? The ones he's hurt the most are his family, the people who stood by him, the people he swore to protect, and the people who now must pick up the broken pieces of their lives. But the damage is done. Jay-Z's world is forever changed. Solange's revelation has ripped the mask off the man who once seemed invincible, and now, he must face the consequences of his betrayal. The truth is out, and there's no going back. As we watch the fallout unfold, we can't help but feel the weight of the tragedy that's been unleashed. The family we once thought was perfect has been torn apart, and nothing will ever be the same again. This is just the beginning, and the truth is far more shocking than anything we could have ever imagined. Solange's explosive revelations have left the world gasping for air, and we're only scratching the surface. Jay-Z's empire is crumbling, and the shocking reality of his betrayal is finally being exposed for the world to see. But the question remains, how will this all end? As the dust begins to settle, one thing is clear: there is no going back. The lies have been uncovered, the secrets are out, and now, the fallout is impossible to escape. Jay-Z has built his legacy on deception, and now, he's facing the consequences of his actions. But what happens next? Will Beyoncé stand by him? Will Solange's courage spark a revolution of truth? Or will this scandal destroy everything Jay-Z has worked for? This isn't just about Jay-Z anymore. It's about the pain, the heartbreak, and the years of deception that have been quietly eating away at the foundation of his family. The betrayal runs so deep, it's impossible to ignore. And now we're all forced to face the truth. But we need your voice. You've seen the lies, you've heard the truth, and now it's time to make your voice heard. What do you think about Solange's shocking revelations? Will this be the end of Jay-Z's reign, or will he find a way to salvage what's left of his empire? The world is watching, and your opinion matters. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let us know how you feel about this heartbreak and betrayal. Is Solange right to expose the truth? Should Beyoncé forgive Jay-Z? This is your chance to have your say. Don't wait. The story is still unfolding, and we want you to be part of the conversation. The truth is out. Now, it's up to you to decide what happens next.